Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, and welcome to Knights of the Geek Table. We're doing another
ramble
because
rant.
Adult Swim. So let's rant.
I would like to begin with, I don't think a lot of people give Adult Swim the credit, and I
No.
certainly did it until I saw a couple things recently that really kind of opened my eyes, and that's the fact that Adult Swim is responsible for, frankly, a lot of things. They give a lot of creators a chance when nobody else will.
Yeah.
They're actually responsible, like for example, when Family Guy was canceled the original first time, they moved to Adult Swim.
Same thing happened to Futurama.
Same
When
thing
they got
happened to
canceled, they got canceled, moved to Adult Swim.
Adult Swim saw the value, took it in, and when they got popular again, they got, they're no longer
Rebooted.
canceled. Exactly.
Or whatever you call it.
Their seasons, their contracts,
Renewed
things like that. And Adult
after
Swim's done that
years.
multiple times. They're also responsible for they're attributed for bringing anime really to the United States for the first
I
time.
want to get to that because I got a fuck ton to say about that. Because anime is my bread and fucking butter.
So I mean,
Like yours is superheroes, mine is anime.
I'm
We've
both.
yet to find John's thing.
So just to wrap up with that opening statement of mine, it's like, Adult Swim's always been there, especially in my lifetime. It's always been there. I think everybody knows about it, but I don't think a lot of people give it the credit that it really deserves.
What I want you to do is, once you're done watching this video, of course, because you can always watch this video, go and search up a man by the name of Captain Christian.
Yeah, I was almost quoting his video.
He has a really good video on the history of Adult Swim.
He's a good YouTuber in general. I'm surprised he
He
doesn't have
is.
more subscribers. Like, he's really good.
Honestly, no one fucking knew about him until Philip DeFranco. I didn't know about him.
I
Nobody
stumbled
did.
upon it. Was in my YouTube's recommendations, and I stumbled upon it.
Yeah, it was. Philip DeFranco kind of did his whole history on Adult Swim, and then did like his history on Batman, and then like his history on like animation, and that kind of blew his ass up because no one fucking remembered him.
Well, it's funny because IGN did a similar thing because he has a video on Spider-Man that's
Yeah.
only on IGN. However, his video on IGN has less views than any of his other videos on his actual main channel. I don't
Which
know
is
if you noticed.
weird.
Which is really odd.
That's very odd.
But he's a really good YouTuber, and he's a really good presenter and talker because he talks a lot about not just Adult Swim or anime. He talks about the world of animation to go. Like
Yeah,
he's talked about the history of Batman and what it means to be a character, like Superman when he's to be a god. He's also talked about like cartoons through the ages of like with Bugs Bunny or like how to do sci-fi.
I'm really glad that like one of his videos, and this kind of topic, one of his videos is like I like how he dresses like the original Superman animated series and how great that looked, and then like moving into like the '60s with the original Scooby Doo and crap, it looked just so bad with animation.
Yeah.
And it seems like he has a real respect for
The
a
art.
lot of the arts,
Yeah.
everything involved, and he makes these really awesome. They're video essays and what they are, which are with visuals, and they're just really.
You
good.
mean to tell me that an episode of Knights of the Geekdom Table gets off topic? That's never happened before.
I'm sorry for this
Every
one
damn
lifetime tangent.
But no, we were doing pretty good last time. I mean, we were going through.
I know, man. We went through 12 minutes besides something side-verting.
Honestly, I think we were good into that last 15 minutes.
But no, he's a really good creator, and it's going back to Adult Swim. I liked Adult Swim because, first of all, and let me reiterate, I like old school Adult Swim than I do like current Adult Swim.
Yeah, current Adult Swim.
Well, I think that can be said for most things. In fact, it's actually, I learned from a Vsauce episode that it's called Juvenasia, which is the inclination for the older generation to think the younger generation sucks. That literally happens every year. I remember there was a letter I read, I forgot, I think it was not from one of the founding fathers, but somebody related to him, I think, who was writing a letter, basically just like really mad at the telegraph because people will no longer send letters because they have this instant communication.
Goddamn machines!
So it's always out there, and I can see what you like. For example, I've always thought that the newer Cartoon Network just wasn't as good as the older Cartoon Network. Which, however, I can see the merit now in some of the newer shows. I think there's a lot of nostalgia in it.
Because I've gone back and I've watched some of the older Cartoon Network shows, and besides very few of them, a lot of them you go back as an adult or as older, and you're like, this is kind of fucking stupid. Like it really
Well,
is.
some of them are. I mean, Samurai Jack, for example.
Samurai Jack is fucking
good.
amazing. That's
Which
what's
is
getting
funny because I watched them as a kid very rarely. I never really saw it. I knew of it, but I didn't really see it. I came back a few years later and watched it and thought it was bad, and then I came back last year and rewatched all of it and I was like, actually, this is good. It's weird. This
I'm happy it's getting a reboot in
I'm glad
2017.
Yeah.
Because, and here's the thing, Samurai Jack is one of the very few shows where I tell anybody, if Samurai Jack is like Avatar. If you love not just cartoons but animation, it's a required watching.
As an adult is when I really respected it. I think because when you see it, they do a lot of. I mean, obviously he's a samurai, but they do a lot of nods to old, samurai movies. The way the frame will narrow and widen.
For the first episode, there is no dialogue. It's just framework and moving. The second episode, when he fights the Beatles, you don't really
dogs.
Yeah, before the dog. Second episode, when he fights the Beatles, you don't really realize like how hardcore as a kid. As a kid, you think, "Oh, it's awesome, it's an amazing action show." When you go back as an adult, you realize, no, if that wasn't like robotics and oil, that's meant to be blood.
Yeah.
So it's like this is great.
Yeah.
But I have actually a list of like a couple of a lot of the shows that are cartoon that Adult Swim is pretty much.
Well, before you bring that up, is there anything you want to say? Because you haven't spoken at all.
I've been talking.
I've been trying. I've been like.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You see, this is Jimmy's problem. Is like when we get going on something, it's like I'm just gonna sit in the background.
Be assertive. Punch us in the face when you.
It's not that. Like y'all are bringing valid points to the table. With Adult Swim, like when I was little, I remember watching the Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but I didn't know it was something different, like from adults. I didn't know it was separate from Cartoon
Network. I didn't even know what that was.
I didn't either.
Like,
I just
recently.
I just watched it.
I had no idea. Like, it's because now that I think about it, it is really odd taking this really old character and then bringing him back to do something that's so odd. Like, it's just odd.
It's extremely weird. But I remember watching that, and then like. Adult Swim introduced me to Family Guy, and
I remember watching shows like The Oblongs or C-Lab 2021.
I never watched Oblongs. I remember there was a.
I watched The Oblongs because one of the main characters was voiced by Will Ferrell. That was great.
Oh, really?
Yes, the dad who has no limbs is voiced by Will Ferrell.
Go figure. It's funny. I didn't even know. Like, I started to watch Adult Swim when I was only I think it was in almost middle school because I didn't break through the King of the Hill barrier until I never broke through that. I didn't realize at that time what really happened in Adult Swim.
I got through King of the Hill and I got through Family Guy, but after Family Guy I was gone.
Well, because I didn't even, it was when I got older that I even got any of the jokes in King of the Hill, because King of the Hill is a lot more subtle compared to a lot of other things. So when I got to that, and then all of a sudden, it's Family Guy, and then it was
out of everything that was on like Fox's animation, King of the Hill was kind of that subtle adult humor. Like Family Guy was pretty much in your fucking face.
Which is genius, because it did what it did to me. It weeded out the kids who would stay after the little, the message, Adult Swim is for adults only, and they start watching King of the Hill, and I'm like, oh, this is boring, and they turn it off. And they don't really...
See, I like King of the Hill, so,
I like King of the Hill, too.
I like it, too. I subscribed, not subscribed, but I liked a page on Facebook, the King of the Hill page, and just a bunch of quotes that I liked. It's just funny.
God's favorite Bobby.
When their insurance relapse, and Bobby has to call the person to get thing. I don't know why. It's such a weird situation to put a kid through. But
one of the best
hilarious.
things that and it's not even a good episode. One of my most valid memories of watching King of the Hill was there was one to where Chuck Mangione was living at a Walmart. And that was it. And it was Dale going through a Walmart trying to figure out, is Chuck Mangione alive or not? And he's like, no, I'm alive. Just been living in a Walmart, living off their Cheetos and using their toilet products, and that always got me kind of interesting. And the reason I like that is because someone I want to get into Adult Swim. That introduces me into music like Chuck Mangione. And one thing I can really say about Adult Swim is when you say they give artists a chance, no, they give artists a chance. There was a rapper from Atlanta who was it was actually Ghostface Killer, who he saw an ad on Adult Swim. He was like, "Hey, you think you got good beats? Send it to us."
His own little bump card, right?
Yeah, and they gave him his own little bump card, and that kind of kick-started his career. So I love, and even now and then I'll go back on YouTube and find Adult Swim bumps like "Sleepless Till Midnight" or "Elevator Room" or I Should Be Asleep, and I will personally listen to that because their music is amazing. That is one thing I can honestly say about Adult Swim.
Yes.
Their music is amazing.
But on that King of the Hill point, just real quick, my favorite character is Dale Gribble.
He's
the amount of times I have used
guns don't kill people, the government does, and pocket sand is just, it's too much. I use it so much.
I love Dale. I love Dale so much because there was one episode that's like, Hank, there were only 4 people in this world that I used to that I trusted. You used to be one of them. So how do I know if I can still trust you?
The episode where Dale goes overboard with patrioticness.
Yes.
And Hank, they have put female on his driver's license, and Dale is like, he's a terrorist. And all that, and like he goes and paints the American flag on his roof, and he calls the government because Hank is up there washing it off his his roof, and it's just absolutely like
Dale's is amazing. Okay,
it's absolutely hilarious.
He's like the Cartman of King of the Hill.
Yes.
Fatty foods won't kill you, the government does.
Are you a homosexual?
Oh, just real quick, have you guys seen The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch?
I've seen bits of it.
I've seen bits of
That
it.
movie was like I didn't know the story of the character he's portraying, but that story like turns. Like at the end, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like it's odd, not in a bad way, but you just don't expect it, and it's because real quick.
What if it it just pops up in Doctor Strange?
No, I was gonna say Sherlock.
It's where they choose to focus, because just a real quick summary, I don't want to go too long, is that Benedict Cumberbatch portrays a character who's a very high-functioning autistic individual who helped the British develop a machine called, I believe it was Charlie, which broke the Enigma machine that the Germans.
I know the story.
However, what a lot of people didn't know was that he was gay, and at that time, especially in the 50s, because the war was in the 40s, in the 50s after the war had ended, if you were a homosexual, well, generally speaking, you didn't have a good life. And so he ended up, they put him, you could either go to jail or like a therapy kind of thing, or they would chemically sterilize you, which he opted for because he didn't want to go to jail, and then he ended up committing suicide because of it, which, like, he ended up he killed himself with cyanide. Like, that's the thing, the beginning of the movie is like him working with people, finding out how to break the enigma, and then it ends with that, and I'm like, what?
Holy shit!
Yes. And it's funny because in the beginning you don't catch this on because there's a police officer investigating him in the 50s after the war, and it's like you don't know what they're investigating him for. It turns out it's for sexual acts with men. You don't know that because you basically have him in an interrogation room telling his story because he's like, I'm here being accused. You don't know what he's being accused of. Let me see if you can judge me. And he starts to tell his story to this detective. And it's only towards the end do you realize what the hell is going on. And you're like, what the fuck?
Shit.
But that's a true story. And but later on, I think in the 80s or 90s, the Queen of England gave him a retroactive award or something like that. But yeah.
Damn.
That's my reaction at the end.
So that happened.
Like I just didn't expect it to go that way. And my dad saw it too, and he was. I saw his reaction. I hadn't seen it yet, so I saw it. And it was, one of the issues my dad had with it was like he wished he had stayed, kind of on the accomplishment of what he had done instead of focusing on
his death. Yeah.
But hey, anyway.
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Adult Swim.
Well, that sure was adult.
But another thing Adult Swim's really good at is kind of like the South Park, but they're good at doing controversial shows and not being controversial, like offensive, but controversial, funny.
That's the real difference between
Like look at Robot Chicken.
Yes. Like you have Robot Chicken, and then like for example, looking at Comedy Central. Comedy Central has South Park. That's great, but everything else sucks. We talked about last time that show after something. That compared to Cartoon Network doesn't have those types of shows,
Other than like South Park and maybe one or like Tosh.0 and like a couple other shows.
Yeah, but even those like Tosh.
Yeah, even those have gone down.
Tosh.0 was funny when I first started watching it, but after a while, I'm just like.
It's the same. It's Tosh.0 is for doing 30 minutes that you can watch on YouTube for 5.
Yes. But after that, after those, and I'm just giving it because it is still a show that's watchable. Basically, Comedy Central is what it was in the 90s. It's basically a channel for reruns of people's comedy specials.
It's because I don't really understand. Like, Adult Swim has even had some rather more so offensive things. I remember Super Jail and China, Illinois was really off the wall.
I like China,
Illinois. But they did have their purpose, and that's what I think Adult Swim is really good at. Giving creators a chance, but the creators have
Yeah.
something they need to say.
Yeah.
Comedy Central doesn't really understand.
Some of the shows that like I can even run off of. Remember Moral Oral, the show about
it was
claymation about like
It was
the
basically it was basically a
yeah
public.
Moral Oral, Children's Hospital, the
Okay,
Eric
I did
Idle
enjoy
show.
Children's Hospital.
I
I
never
wish that
watched it. I knew it was around.
It was
Their
only like
longest running
5
show,
minutes.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which is a show
I've seen
about
bits
a
of that.
fry, a meat
Shit.
wad, and a shake.
They were basically memes of what the McDonald's stuff looked like in the
Yes,
60s.
giving creators a fucking chance. Not just that. What else do we got? We've got stuff like Home Movies, which was pretty much a flash animation type show.
Boondocks were good as well.
Yes,
Boondocks is
was
probably
fantastic.
Boondocks is my personal favorite Adult Swim show. Like I love Boondocks.
I wouldn't say it's
so
my
much.
favorite, but it's up there.
Yeah,
It's my personal favorite. Like it's neck on neck with Venture Brothers.
I've only seen bits of that. It's good what I've seen. I just don't see the only show on Adult Swim that I didn't necessarily like was Squid Bullies. I never really got into it. I just didn't like that.
That seems dumb.
I like the
to me.
theme song.
The theme song's good,
Yeah,
but after that,
It's just
it's
it was
like
never. I don't know. It just didn't
change
feel like
station.
because it definitely had the the shocking value to it, but I
was
just never felt that it
weird.
wanted to deliver a story.
Like it was weird.
One of
Yeah.
the shows that I think
It was weird for Adult Swim.
like one of the shows that I think was more underrated, if you could say that, but people kind of like turned it off was Metalocalypse. Metalocalypse was amazing.
I saw bits of
Because
that.
I saw bits of it. My little brother,
Uh-huh.
because my family would let us watch Family Guy, because
Yeah,
oh well,
yeah.
and like we would watch it during the week. My little brother, he was maybe in like kindergarten watching Family Guy, and
Metalocalypse came on.
it came on right after Family
I know.
Guy. And one time, my brother he didn't like know how to change the station or something, and like my dad walked in, and that was that had just come on. And I don't remember what episode or what was going on, but it was like some freaky shit.
Oh my
And,
fucking
like-
god, that kid's probably scarred for life.
No, he's horrible. Like it didn't affect him at all.
I like the show. I'd rather
I
die than go to heaven.
didn't dislike the show. It's just because
It just was
well,
weird.
Metalocalypse was obviously it was almost a commentary of the heavy metal
Yeah.
world and
Yeah.
things like that. I was never into that to begin
Yeah.
with, so it didn't really appeal to
It
me.
was
but-
it had its own. What I don't really like about Adult Swim is when they or Adult Swim is when they try to do live action shows. Like I think there's only
Other than Children's Hospital.
other than Children's Hospital, Eagle Heart was pretty good.
Yeah.
never saw that.
A lot of like their live action shows are pretty bad.
Well, they also with the live action shows, they tend to just do them for 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
that's well, you have a commercial in there too, so it ends up being maybe 6 minutes tops. But
Still.
Children's Hospital needed to be 30 minutes.
Oh God, yes.
It did not need to be that short amount of time because like they couldn't even go into a story. Like they had potential in a lot of episodes,
But then it had to end.
and then it had to end, and it's like.
It was the Sopranos of Adult Swim. And Children's Hospital, you'll know how it never.
Honestly, like there were so many episodes that were
Oh, yeah, I know.
freaking amazing, and right when it was just getting good,
And
ends, and it's like, man.
but so there's a lot that Adult Swim has done. They've done, and it's not just that they've done a lot of like experimental shit. Like if you've seen
Especially in that 4 or 5 o'clock. 6
yes,
a.m.
like they'll
hour.
do like off the air stuff. One of the weirdest things I think they've ever done is called Fish Tank Live, where they'll literally just stick a camera on a fish tank and just commentary on it. I was like, make up this random adventure of what's going to happen about these fish. That's all it is.
The first time I was okay, it wasn't adult.
That's the definition of a YouTube
I
video.
I didn't realize some of the stuff that was on in those time slots. And this isn't even Adult Swim. It was on. I remember when I was a kid. Well, not a kid. When I was younger, a few years
Yeah.
ago, that I turned on Sci-Fi in those time slots.
Yeah.
That's when I first saw the Dead Space anime movies. I was like, and that was before I'd even played the games. I mean, I played them now and I understand and they're better. But at the time, I was like, good God, why is this on TV?
Anyway,
The fact that Sci-Fi is still a channel.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They made Sharknado.
That's the only
they
thing.
have those movies. They have
I think they're trying to make a resurgence.
Well, they have the thing that always
this new
bugged me is
show.
like one of their bigger money makers was like Ghost Hunters, which I always found fun. Doesn't it kind of like undermine the whole show if it's on the science fiction channel and they're trying to prove that ghosts are like?
Plus, every show is the fucking same.
Yeah, sorry.
Every show is the same. You could saw how many videos of people proving that what they were
Yeah.
fucking doing was fake.
But the thing is, Ghost Hunters had on multiple occasions got proven to be fake, especially in their live Halloween shows.
Those were the best.
They were great, but there were so many times that they got proven that was fraud.
Yeah.
Like on the Halloween live
What did
episodes.
they do? I don't.
Like one time they did this thing where like someone's jacket gets pulled, but to find out it was a string attached to the jacket the whole time, and
They would do like, you know what an EKG is, like it says heat signatures, and they would always point out like, well, this area, see how in this area really fast it's like a heat signature. If you would turn on the light and see, there's like an air vent nearby, or there's a heating pad that'll go down on there. So yeah, of course there's gonna be air vent that's gonna be, and it disappeared for a minute. Well, yeah, because someone turned it off.
Remember the South Park spoof of them?
Yes.
When there's
Yes.
something wet and warm going down my leg right now.
yeah. But if I watch any ghost show, it's got to be Ghost Adventures.
That I watched. That one,
I enjoy that one.
it's odd. Like I like it better than Ghost Hunters,
Yes.
but it's the main characters. Like I say characters, the main guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. He seems a little egotistical to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
He does.
But
He
they
does,
do.
but he's still amazing.
But they do get some like legit because
Yeah.
that's where like.
Yeah, those guys are legit.
For example, when they went into, I forgot where it was. I think it was an asylum or something where they got a brick thrown at them. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was the first freaking episode. I know that one.
That was amazing, and it's funny because it validated
scared
more
them so
because-
bad because they jumped out the second floor window because at that time they still was getting padlocked in, so they had no way of getting out other than jumping out the window.
What?
There
And
was
that's
one, I think they were in another asylum to where it's like they were doing it to where they were walking in a hallway, and I forgot what the fucking episode it was, but what it was is like it was this one guy and a camera dude, and you could see off to like the right side like a hand try to grab one of the dudes, and they even they were like, whoa, what the fuck? They turned around. They must have redid the whole thing like 3 times. Like, okay, let's try this method and this method and this method. There was no one fucking there.
What
Just a hand.
validated that show for me was back to when they got thrown the brick.
Yeah.
There was I think that was in the United States, and
Yeah.
there was I watched the thing on YouTube. It was like a local news network. It was a local Fox channel. It was like Fox 35 or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Went there and recorded audio, and they actually they brought it up. It was like, did you throw a brick? And there was a female audio recording saying, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they go to like legitimate fucking places. Like they'll go all around the world to like legitimate. They've gone to Alcatraz probably 3 fucking times. Which
They went to Transylvania.
They went to Alcatraz 3
I don't
times.
think Transylvania is a real country.
When they went to the place
Latvia is
Yeah.
the closest.
Whatever.
They went to Alcatraz 3 times, and they all had like scary shit. Like they did like I think they did like 4 hours in Al Capone's fucking cell. But first of all, the amount of shit that went wrong with them the amount of shit that happened in the first trip to Alcatraz, how the fuck would you go back 2 times?
Yeah.
They get the ratings, and they survived.
I know, but that was the one thing is like they legitimately, unlike like when they do their fightings, they legitimately like comb over like, okay, let's try to rinse and fucking repeat it to see, hey, if this really is fucking spoofed or not.
And it's such an odd thing because it's always like I always get into like a mindset that
It's
ghosts
fake.
everything's fake. There's no ghosts, and then but then you see stuff like that, and you're just like.
Kinda.
But with them, I not only I enjoy their personalities, what they bring, because they do bring their character. They're not themselves.
I looked up criticism of them, and I thought it was funny because I thought I was gonna get mostly like people say you're fake things like that, which there are of course those people. But I remember apparently the ghost hunter community was actually really mad at them, and they still kind of are because the ghosts. If you ever look at how they get
Audio.
I forgot. It has a name. I forgot it was.
The
Metal meter.
No. Like the recording audio and then you play it back later. It has a name.
EVP.
I forgot. EVP. Thank you. Yeah. EVP is they get really aggressive with the ghost.
Oh yeah.
And everyone in the ghost community is like, stop like antagonizing the ghosts. And I was like,
no, that's
the whole.
That was the whole thing. Was like
thing.
with them is they're like because they even admitted before like we've tried doing the whole nice thing and it doesn't really happen.
It doesn't. No.
We get pissed. We'll throw shit at them or we'll fuck up their shit.
Yeah.
And it's like we want you to come in. They've literally been attacked. And we're like, I will sit in this chair. Come and attack me. Are you a fucking?
Well,
coward?
the thing is that the ones they antagonize the most are the ghosts that have physically tried to hurt people. So that is why they're getting.
And they're like,
pissed.
and they'll even feel to admit, like, you hit me, I'm not gonna be these other people who run away. I'm gonna fucking hit back.
Yeah.
The only issue is though, like I've seen, I don't remember specifically, but I know that they've done international stuff.
Yes.
I never understand why ghost hunters use. They're trying to do EVP. Why are you speaking English in an ancient German castle? Why would the ghost respond to English? They have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
I don't know.
And that's the one thing Ghost Adventures have done, because when they've gone to other places, they brought in somebody to speak something else, or they've
I
had
didn't know that. I haven't seen many of the international stuff.
They've had like recordings playback of ancient chants or something to kind of bring in the tone that the ghost or the people there would.
And then they
Been
piss them
experienced.
off.
And then we piss them off.
But yeah.
But back, so that's the ghost.
I don't know. I gravitate for that for some reason. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite episodes, if I remember correctly, was that they went to the house in which the events that The Exorcist were based off of
Yeah.
were.
Yes.
And just like, it still gets to me. I don't even remember if they recorded a whole hell of a lot of activity, but the feeling and the sense that you get, like,
Oh yeah.
that like it wasn't a spirit, it wasn't a ghost, it was a demonic presence,
Yes.
like something like that. I don't know. I just think about that from time to time.
That's why I'm like I can't really watch the television show because like I'm not gonna get that feeling as when you watch something from the movie or something.
Also, exorcism is interesting too because, like, normally speaking, like, I'm sure there are many times in history. I mean, one of the reasons exorcism's kind of been outlawed in most places because, I mean, a lot of times it's just somebody who's not right.
Yeah.
And however, I went through
someone taking advantage of them.
I went through a phase, but now the Catholic Church is very, very, like, it's like, have you seen a doctor? Have you seen a psychiatrist? Have you seen, like, they make sure that they're the last person. I've dug a while to get to them, where some actual exorcisms, and I'm like, have you ever seen those things? Like, they're fucking insane. Like, I saw one where the girl was literally speaking Latin backwards. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I got like the chills, and I was like, nope.
I couldn't do that because
nope.
I knew like that noise coming to my speaker could be inviting people.
That's what I was like. I was like, wait, no. And I turned it off, and I was like, nope.
His mother gets freaked out by an animatronic rat who's just standing at him. Why are they speaking language? Nope, packing up my shit and just leaving.
Hey, the animatronic game.
This dude's getting scared of Chuck E. Cheese right here, okay?
Okay, the thing is with those, okay, it's not what is on the screen that freaks me out. It's just that feeling I get of when the fuck are they gonna jump scare me that gets me.
That's why I don't like modern horror movies. It's like, because I'm not scared of the movie. I'm
It's
scared
the-
of when they're gonna jump scare me.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate jump scares.
That's the one thing that gets me, and I freak out. Like I've gotten scared in Tomb Raider because I'm sitting there walking down the pipe path, and the pipe spray water, and the jump on the pipe. It's like fuck.
So funny.
I've always said that, like, if you can mute a horror movie and it's not scary, you're probably doing something wrong. I mean, even in movies without jump scares, the music is important. It builds setting, but generally speaking, even in those movies, like Halloween, for example, the first one, even if you mute the movie, there's stuff in there that is still scary.
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring.
It's
And
a
the audio helps, but if all your movie is like false jump scares, like you fucked up. That's how
Even the
scary.
first Friday the 13th movie, if you turn off the audio, even though there is jump scares in it.
And it's sad too, because like the first ones in the franchises are always so good. Like the first Friday the 13th, the first Halloween,
The first Saw.
the first two Alien movies. Like,
The Conjuring. That scene where they're doing the clap thing.
I refuse to watch The Conjuring. Like, those are, I mean, I love them because James Wan is a great director, and I know those movies are really good, but I won't watch them.
Let me tell you, when they're doing the clap thing, and like the clap comes out the closet, and like the clothes is nothing there, and they come back out, and that bitch is on top of the damn thing. freaked me out so bad I jumped over
I
the
decided
couch.
the only reason I didn't see it is one. It was actually one of the commercials. I think it was actually the sequel, the second Conjuring movie, where she's looking in the mirror and she's behind it. Normally, if you see the ghost in the mirror,
Oh,
turn
with the
around,
nun! With
yeah,
the nun!
and normally in normal horror movies, she'll turn around and it's an immediate jump scare, but they don't do that. She
No.
looks back,
Look,
looks out, just
it's like 6 times!
and you can feel the tension.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yeah,
"Ah!"
But the nun itself is so freaky. And the thing is, the nun wasn't going to be a nun to start with. The nun was just going to be like some demonic like creature thing. And then they're like, let's make it a nun. And they're based off of true stories, but like the actual
And it's-
descriptions of things.
Well, no, and that is the second Conjuring movie is based off of a true story. Of course, whether it was actually true,
Yeah.
there's all that, but it is based off.
I
of
hate
that.
it when shows say based off of or relived off of a true story, because it's like, yeah, part of it's true,
Well, that's why it
but
says based.
Yeah, it's not, this is a true story.
yeah, but
Okay, shall we go back to Adult Swim?
I guess
Do we have anything else to talk about?
No, I think.
Toonami.
Okay,
I do
yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
Toonami
yeah.
because that was a major part
Sorry
of
about
fucking
that.
Adult Swim.
After 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, James Wan is a great director. He knows how to build tension, and I appreciate that.
It's all right. They're just playing elevator music. They're just playing Baggage Room the entire time. Do 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 do. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, back to Tsunami.
Okay, so Toonami. I love it. I'm fucking happy it's back.
It's been back for a while though.
I know.
I'm generally I don't watch it only because
I do. I
fall-
watch it regularly.
I'm tired.
My schedule is I fall asleep.
Well, here's the thing. I DVR most of it, but I do watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, I do keep up to date because Toonami was a fucking big part of my childhood. I'm sorry. Like everyone has like the Disney afternoons, the Cartoon Network afternoons. Toonami was my fucking
I
childhood.
never when I was
I remember in the afternoons because it would come after,
Oh, yeah.
right after like Teen Titans and.
Oh yeah, they had it from like 4 to
Oh,
6.
Don't remind me.
I love Teen Titans. I
Teen
can't believe they
Titans is
fucking
amazing.
canceled that shit.
I was at BJ's the other day and I found the last season of Teen Titans on DVD that has apparently been on the shelf since it ended. And I
Damn.
found it for $10 and I was like, I don't care, that price should be like $2 by now. I'm buying this.
I actually saw a thing the other day where it was like discussing because we don't know specifically why the show's ended yet. However, there's a lot of people, like a lot of theories and a lot of things that some people who worked on it said and things like that, which is interesting too because like the third, it has 4 seasons, no 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
It's 5 seasons.
5 seasons in a
And
movie.
And the thing is, the 5th season, like they were told that there was going to be a 6th season. That's why the 5th season ends on a cliffhanger. But of course, it never.
We don't talk about the ending of the 5th fucking season.
I'm rewatching it again
We
because
don't
I
fucking
don't
talk
I
about
don't
the
remember it quite
It doesn't.
as
but
much.
that's-
But I do know it was a cliffhanger and it pissed me off. I don't remember why. I think my brain is
But
like
they
deleted it.
had full intention. From what I've heard, the theories on that show, one of them bothered. Okay, well, there's obvious the ratings were good enough. We don't know that because they haven't released the ratings for them yet, so we don't know.
Just the fact that they came back. to
Obviously,
make
the
a
ratings
movie.
aren't good enough. They made a spin-off show.
And they made a movie.
Well, that's
And they made a
because
movie.
that's
they made
because
a movie of it, right? Like
After.
that's the set. One of the more prominent theories is that Teen Titans was first of all, I believe it was created like by the WB, but aired
Yeah.
on Cartoon Network. First
Yeah.
of all, Cartoon Network at that time was purging anything that really isn't just Cartoon Network. Like all the shows right now are only Cartoon Network in-house produced.
That was also at a time to where Cartoon Network was purging cartoons and trying to go towards more live action,
Exactly.
which
So-
was one of the biggest fucking mistakes of their lives.
So-
Them were the dark ages.
So they were paying more, and they weren't making as much money because it wasn't produced in-house. And another theory is, I don't know if this is any true, generally at that time period in the early 2000s, a show was aired for a specific demographic. That demographic.
Yeah.
Teen Titans was young boys, and you need to buy toys for young boys. That was the idea.
Yeah.
However, supposedly the demographic spread to include also girls. However, that means that
Well, it has Raven and Starfire in it.
I know, but apparently now that you have boys, but now you have girls buying girls or boys toy. You have girls tuning into the boy show, and it's like now it doesn't matter. But at that time, that was a big deal.
This was before the great
Well,
My Little
fact
Pony.
that it also was part of the WB.
Mhm.
And
At the time,
WB was losing a lot of
going
stuff.
down.
Yeah.
They were canceling all their animated shows and going more towards the
But
animated
that's
movies.
why Batman Beyond never got a final season. His conclusion was the end of the Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, Batman Beyond didn't get into Titans didn't get into thing.
Well, Batman Beyond did get an ending. It's just at the end. I believe the last couple episodes of Justice League Unlimited, they just throw in an episode with Terry McGinnis saying what happened.
Which is great. I like
Yeah,
it.
that was great.
I like it a lot because I love Batman Beyond. I think Batman Beyond is underrated as fuck.
The episode of Justice League Unlimited where Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern goes through time to do that ends up in the future with Old Man Static Shock, Batman Beyond,
That was a great episode.
Old Man
it's like,
Batman.
It's like, you're going to tell me what it was. I can't believe I was ever that green. Let me show you how to interrogate somebody.
and then like the timeline is starting to mess up. So Green Lantern changed.
He changes to Hal Jordan and it's like, don't worry, I'm up to speed.
Yeah, it's like, we're not.
Best part was Green Lantern and Old Man Static Shock were talking. He's like, Batman's playing the good cop. Who would have known?
Like that is one of the best episodes ever.
The moment that Flash goes enters the Speed Force when he fights Luthor.
That was such a great
moment because that was the moment to where it was like when he disappeared, Superman picks up Luthor and he's like, nah, I was wrong. I think this is the time that you kill me. And he's like, I want you so bad, but right now.
If they just made that into the new live action movie,
That would've been
so, like, I love, which bothers me, actually the new DC animated movies kind of bother me because they're really doing like a Superman Wonder Woman thing and I don't really like it.
They're doing like almost every Batman story ever.
I preferred in the animated series when it was a kind of a Batman Wonder Woman thing.
That's what I like.
like
and
that
that's
more.
what the one part of the cinematic universe that I'm kind of.
If they do it right, I hope they are. They've alluded to it in BBS, but anyway, just to conclude Teen Titans real quick.
We can go back on the Batman because this is actually a really good topic for this animated universe because I'm gonna go into it right now. The ending of Titans to me is one of the worst fucking finales ever.
It's not a finale.
No. Even as a cliffhanger, it's fucking terrible.
Well, they were focusing on Terra, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's because every season, if you didn't notice, every season actually focuses on a specific Titan.
I know.
And supposedly the last season was going to be more on Terra. Well,
It
it
was
Starfire and Terra, and then it was going to be Terra. But it never happened.
Season 5 was mostly focused on Beast Boy because it was the Doom Patrol. Because Beast Boy was apparently part of the Doom Patrol. He fucking was, but in the show should say he is. Okay, so you brought up Terra. And the reason I fucking hate it is because no matter what theory or excuse people try to bring back on why Terra's back, none of it ever fucking goes through. So it makes you believe, why the fuck they bring her back to begin with?
Well, because they wanted to do it for a last season, because nobody knows. We don't know how Terra came back. We don't know who the hell was Red X, the second one, because we know the original one was Robin, but later on, if you remember, somebody else dons the costume. We don't know who that, we never knew who the fuck that was. And Red X never showed up in the comics ever again. That was a Teen Titans exclusive character.
I think it would have been cool if he was,
There's a lot of people who said he might be Jason Todd. The thing is,
Jason Todd.
This Robin is Dick Grayson, and he's really young. And Jason Todd comes in when Dick Grayson's much older. So, I mean, the age would be weird.
Here's the thing. There's also a theory that when it comes to the final 6th season, they could have time skipped. That way it could have kind of made sense. Because season 5 ended to where it's like the Titans, like all the Titans fucking came together. So it made sense you could have time skipped and each of the original Titans was pretty much leading their own team. You know, because you knew this is the final season.
Well,
the
they
big
did
bang.
that.
Never in it.
I thought they did that in that episode, but they fast forwarded, and that was when Robin became Nightwing.
I think they did.
But that was kind of like a parallel, like, universe type
Yeah, they had
of
to
thing.
fix the timeline.
That was to fix the timeline type thing. No, this is like 5-10 years in the year where Batman, where he is Nightwing, but he's leading his own members of the Titans.
Did y'all see Justice League versus the Teen Titans?
I haven't gotten around to seeing it. I've seen most of the DC animated stuff, but I haven't
I've
seen
seen
that specifically.
part of it. I don't know.
Only because I didn't see all of it just because.
It's a good kind of. They give off the personality of the TV show Teen Titans.
The thing is, but their characters aren't the same.
Especially Raven. Raven is basically pulled from.
Well, it's funny because a lot of those characters. I mean, the it's funny that time period of animated DC really reinvented the comics.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, they'd never been, and Beast Boy were never portrayed that way before.
Yeah.
And it was after this portrayal, and to this day, those are my favorite portrayals of the character. Like, I know this new Cyborg is going to be in the Justice League. He's older than you've seen him, and then in the Teen Titans. But I preferred the Teen Titans
How I
version.
know that I love these versions of is season 4 of fucking Teen Titans. That to me is perfect. That entire season is perfect.
That was fantastic.
Like you got, even with Deathstroke, you know, they called him Slade.
Yeah.
Just,
Can't say Deathstroke.
I know, it was fucking stupid, but it was so badass. Just like when that moment where Robin knocked off his fucking mask, and it's just like the half like burnt fucking skull, and it's just, you know, yeah, I'm back, but I got my own fucking reason. So it's like, you know, any other time. And Robin said, like, I hate you, I despise you. Any other time, you know, I would totally take you down. This one time, we're gonna work together. So, all right, go to hell and kick some ass. I'm like, that entire season was just perfect.
And but why they were canceled, I wanted to finish because I talked about the theory of it. So obviously WB, all those problems. One of the things though is interesting because you mentioned this why they brought back Teen Titans. Well, Teen Titans, I think what Cartoon Network always wanted was, I mean, they want shows. Their more recent lineup has been more kind of almost comedy thing, you know, the Amazing Ball kind of a thing. They wanted that. They wanted a show that was completely in-house. Mm-hmm. Yet they also needed to, you know, satisfy the fans. What do all the fans want? They want Teen Titans. Okay, we'll give them Teen Titans. It's just not.
I the one Teen Titans Go I did see was the one where they're like, they bring back the old Teen Titans to show them through the TV, and the new Teen Titans like, they're so much better.
Yeah.
Well, that's the writers poking fun.
Well, here's the thing: the writers have done that in my accounts 3 times. They pretty much addressed, because everyone was like, "Okay, we want Teen Titans. Okay, we're gonna give you this. We don't want this Teen Titans." They pretty much addressed it in a total of like 3 episodes of the backlash they've gotten from fans.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, I think it was Cartoon Network corporate that made Teen Titans Go happen. I don't think the writers really even want it. I think they know. They know precisely.
Yeah,
what it is.
they've openly admitted it, basically without coming and saying, "We know, okay? Yes, this isn't your old show. We get it. We get the old one is better, okay?"
I just hope they have. It could probably never happen, but I wish they had the cojones to go back, and maybe Adult Swim could do this because they give chances on it to finish the last season of Teen Titans.
Well,
now, it's many years. The reason I think they could still do it is because even though it's many years removed, the fan base is there. Second, the audience that Teen Titans Go is for is a younger audience. Yeah. They don't really care if it's an action superhero show. They don't care.
There was talks a while ago that Netflix was not thinking about picking up Teen Titans but Young Justice, because everyone loved it.
Young Justice appeared on Teen Titans Go as well, because they were saying that they were bashing the Teen Titans. They weren't serious enough.
It's like, we're serious superheroes. Why can't we have fun? Because when you have, and I love it because there was a line from fucking Aquaman, which is so fucking weird, because Aquaman and Cyborg basically played by the same voice actor. I was like, we're serious Titans because, well, why can't you just goof off and have fun? And Aquaman pretty much told him that, because like when you do that, people get fucking hurt. Because you look at like the Young Justice universe, sidekicks have died.
Yeah.
You know, they've died.
Yeah.
They will never die in the Teen Titans Go universe.
No.
Batman and Commissioner Gordon just hang out and kind of troll each other.
Which is funny because they were never even in the original, because the original Teen Titans show wasn't connected to the DC, and they were nods, but they weren't actually connected to the DC animated universe. But
mainly because of art style.
Well, art style, and it was just done separately. You know, they could have done a crossover. But,
I would love to see Teen Titans as a live action.
No. Because for a while they thought about doing that on TNT, and then the pilot then that whole shit got dropped. I'm sorry, no.
I would be interested to see it in like a Netflix series in a way.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to see Teen. Actually, no. I don't want to see Teen Titans animated. I mean, live action.
I do. The problem is that there's really no way to do it, because generally, if they were going to do it now, it would have to some way be connected to the DC cinematic universe.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, Cyborg is not a teenager.
No. It would have
Robin's dead.
No, it would have to fucking be like the Young Justice Teen Titans, where it has to be Kid Flash. It would have to be Changeling, which is fucking Beast Boy. It would have to be Miss Martian. It would have to be It'd have to be Superboy. It's not going to be it would have to be Raven. It's not going to fucking be the the animated Teen Titans.
I just want Raven somehow in a movie.
I want a Raven. They've been talking about a Raven movie, and I'm honest to God, I want a Raven movie.
Raven is amazing.
I just hope that they. The thing is, I like Raven, but I like her from the Teen Titans. I don't know any of her other interpretations. I get the impression that I may not like her other interpretations. And if they go with that,
most of her other interpretations, at least from like the '90s on, are
there's not really it's kind of the old Teen Titans where it's joke and she's the more serious and grounded, level-headed one. I think a Raven movie would work the best because if you have a movie like Doctor Strange.
Well, they've also announced they're doing a live-action Dark Justice League.
Yes. So
Justice League Dark.
You could
They're
pretty much
doing
go
a live action.
the
So
thing is, I just don't think
that would open the door for Raven to come in.
The problem is, but I don't know if it'd be the Raven that I would want, because the Raven from Teen Titans, yes, she was more serious and grounded, but she was also kind of funny. Like she had this lightness to her in a way.
But she's also a very tragic character.
Yeah,
she is. But they balanced it well. It's just that character was so good because it was, I don't know.
And it depends on how the writers do her.
Yeah,
because I don't.
But you can have her be the serious, tragic player and have her still be funny. It's kind of the fish out of water thing.
I don't trust the DC universe to do that. They've taken Superman and made him fucking depressing. Why would I expect them not to do that?
Batman's the funny guy. Superman's depressing.
One thing though, Raven, I looked up into Raven's
skirt.
No.
I mean, he did that as well.
No.
He left the opening.
Into her like history because with the Teen Titans versus the Justice League movie, there's like a whole thing
on with Raven, yeah.
There's a whole like special feature of each Teen Titan and their history in the comics, and Raven. As time went on, Raven had comic moments and dark. Like she was basically what the Teen Titans made her to be. Now, originally when she first started, no, she was just dark.
She was just dark and depressing, which it made sense. She was the portal to her fucking father. So,
But as time went on, and she got to know people...
We still don't know what Azeroth Metreon Synthos means.
It's like a Tootsie Pop. The world may never know.
It's just in subtitles, uncontrollable gibberish.
She only ever used that line, and we don't know. I don't even think the writers know what the fuck it means.
It was just a cool line.
I don't even think the creator knows what the fuck that means.
I don't know if she uses that in the comics. That'd be awesome if she did.
I think she does.
I think she does. Especially in the new ones. Because they kind of rebooted the Teen Titans comic after the TV show, because of course.
You're always gonna have Robin leading it because
I think Batman Beyond comic is still running actually.
They had Robin, but it's not like Nightwing. It's either Jason Todd or
the Robin in the comics and in the DC movie animated universe
is
the young.
I know who it is. It's Bruce's and Talia's son.
It's
Damian. Yeah. It's Damian Wayne.
But the thing is, Nightwing and Starfire had a relationship going in the Teen Titans movie going on, and like Robin was trying so hard, and Starfire was like, no.
Yeah, that was so funny, and they have officially canon it to where Cyborg is a member of the JLA, but he's still seen himself as a Titan.
He's still a Titan.
Yeah,
because
cinematic universe maybe
in the DC animated movie.
Maybe the animated. The thing is, the animated movie they've been off and on for me. Like I liked Son of Batman, for example. That was okay.
Yeah, that was alright.
I did like the interaction between Damian Wayne and Nightwing. Like when he first interacts and he cuts the shit out of Nightwing and beats him up.
No, I'm sorry. That should have gone on. There was a moment at a point where watching Damian Wayne and like you saw Nightwing about to punch him, then it cut away. I'm like, no, I want you to beat this little shit.
Well, he does win. He just gets cut up a bit.
I know, but it's like you kind of there's like a moment you want Damian Wayne. How did you think of the Killing Joke?
It was
I
alright.
thought the Killing Joke part of the Killing Joke was good.
The
bat girl triangle
That
shit.
made me so uncomfortable.
It was weird.
Like, I know they've alluded. The thing is, they never say it in the animated series. However, it's been alluded to in Batman Beyond and in the comic that they did that. But I don't like that at all. I don't understand why they keep trying to do that. That's just even if they're both of
especially
age.
with a 30-minute additional footage.
I didn't need all of that. I didn't need the Batman.
Just keep
You could have made an hour-long movie and just stretched out the Killing Joke
and stretched it.
Took out the Batgirl stuff and put more emphasis on the Joker stuff.
Yeah.
The Joker stuff is the best part about the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Although I will say though, the thing with the problem I have with the biggest problem I had with the Killing Joke, not including that girl, was I've never Killing Joke is no question is a very integral thing in the DC universe at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very integral. However, I am of the group that prefers that the Joker's backstory is unknown.
Yeah.
But and frankly, they do allude to that too, because I mean, even Joker says it in part of his narration, where sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes I remember it another. But I prefer to not know the Joker's.
I'm not, because of the fact that I liked how Alan Moore presented it in The Killing Joke.
I do. The thing is, well, I like how it was presented in
because
one way,
I liked the fact that he pretty much brought it up that, I want you to, and he says as a going, I want you to prove that just like it could happen to anyone, that just your entire world can be changed in just one bad day. That's why, when he's talking about it, it's like, I can never kill you. I can never, you and I will constantly fight.
Yeah.
But he was proven wrong, because he tries to do it with Gordon, it doesn't work. It doesn't, and Batman even says it towards the end, where you're you. Nobody else is like that. You're weak. And that's why you said the presentation. I like how it was literally presented as an imagery-wise, but story-wise, I just didn't believe it. Yes, he went through a fucked up day. I won't dispute that, but I don't think it was enough to make him go literally insane.
Well, there was hints at before he went the fucked up day. He was already kind of a messed up person as it was.
Yes, but I mean, yes, he lost his family, and yes, he lost his job.
Yeah.
But that's happened to people in the real world. They don't turn into the fucking Joker.
Yeah.
But go back to the Batman animated series. There's an episode to where they pretty much put Batman on trial, and they pretty much accuse him that a lot of us are here because of Batman.
But the end of that trial was that that's not true. These guys are just assholes and evil, regardless of whether or not Batman was there.
It's always this. So here's the thing with the Killing Joke and Joker. It's always going to be one of those.
That's the same trial as Captain America, Iron Man, Civil War.
Yeah.
Because they even use the statistic. Since Iron Man have come out as Iron Man.
In the last 8 years, since Tony Stark has become Iron Man.
But that's the thing.
Which also confirms that the MCU is on our literal timeline, because Iron Man was 8 years ago, the first Iron Man movie, so it's literally our time. Sorry.
But that's always going to be the argument when it comes to, because people argue that besides Spider-Man, Batman has one of the most recognizable rogues gallery of all time.
I would say that's actually more than, because everyone knows Doc Ock and Green Goblin, but
after that it gets fuzzy.
Batman, I think, has more.
Batman has, and everyone's always going to argue about, because no matter how many times you retell some of the heroes' stories, there's always going to be that one issue is, well, is Batman a problem? Is he not?
The thing with Batman, though, that I never liked that argument, because you could make that argument with a Superman, for example. His very strength invites challenge. Batman is a guy.
Yeah.
He has super villains, but he's just a guy.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree
He's the greatest man. He's probably the best human on Earth.
And the DC Universe, he's the best martial artist. He's not the most intelligent, but he's damn close. I think Luther and a couple other people beat him intelligence-wise, but he's more clever than anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So which kind of works around.
Best
detective.
I mean, he earns the world's greatest
and
detective.
all of this, he has a photographic memory because he trained himself to have one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Why do you think that people look up to Batman so much? Because he's the only human in the entire DC universe that can be on the same level of a god and an alien.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I liked about, which I didn't think they really explored in the new DC universe.
No.
I like that the dichotomy of Superman is supposed to be hopeful because he's supposed to be what we're supposed to strive for, yet Batman is an embodiment of some of the best things that humanity can do, even in the face of his
That's
odds,
something I'm hoping they bring up with the JLA movie, because it looks like for the most part Batman's going to be leading at least the first movie, because they officially
But the thing
announced
is, they put Superman in the images.
Yeah, Superman's in this movie. We just don't know what to what.
I'm telling you, it's the very end.
He's standing there with the whole Justice League. It's gotta be the end.
It's going to be the fucking end, but that's what I want them to classify, at least in this first Justice League movie, is because you have Batman leading it. You know, I want them to pretty much prove why people see him as the same guy who can run with gods, aliens, manhunters, metas, you know, and he can command all of them, and no one's going to bat
And it bothered
an
me
eye.
because I didn't even show. Cause, I mean, I think I already told you.
Yeah.
I didn't think Doomsday or Wonder Woman needed to be in BVS.
No. Wonder
However,
Woman.
I did see. I don't mind Wonder Woman. I just didn't think she needed to be in the movie. But in the concept art for BVS, like that Doomsday fight, Batman was literally like fighting Doomsday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then, of course, it didn't actually in the movie.
No,
It just
he
killed the
just
fucking
stood there
sideline.
I think Wonder Woman could have been in there. I don't think Doomsday could have been in there. I think if you'd done Luthor better,
I thought that without Doomsday, there was no reason. There was nothing for her to do. The entire movie, she's just skulking around doing anything. Anyway.
that's first of all, I'm hyped for the Wonder Woman trailer movie.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have a problem with. I mean, I haven't. My only issue with Gal Gadot is I imagine Wonder Woman is a little bit bigger, like from the animated universe. I imagine Gal Gadot doesn't really necessarily fit that archetype. But other than that, I really don't have a problem.
That's fine.
That is a personal, very
We're gonna wrap it
personal
up
thing.
soon,
Yeah.
but just to end on your note, I'll be okay with that as long as they do it like the Black Widow from Avengers, to where she doesn't look threatening, but
But
if
the thing with Black Widow fights differently. If you look at how she fights, she throws because she's not a
She
big
does
woman,
Lucha Libre
but
style.
she does a lot of agile things to throw her body weight, so
Yeah.
it makes it believable. Wonder Woman is almost as strong as Superman.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I can believe her doing these
It
amazing.
depends on
feats.
how the origin story plays
we'll see
out.
how the movie goes,
Yeah.
and then we'll debate for the movie, and then for the first JLA movie.
Yeah.
What was I saying before I mentioned that? Oh yeah, I didn't think. I honestly did not think Wonder Woman or Doomsday needed to be in that.
I don't think Doomsday needs to be in there,
No,
but you fucked
Doomsday,
up
no.
Doomsday so bad.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
You could have done
they can't do the death of Superman now because they already did.
No, they can't do the death of Superman. They can't do you fucked up the Dark Knight Rises, the Return.
Dark Knight Returns.
You could have honestly, what you should have done for the JLA first movie is had them fight Doomsday, and because Superman's not there, it would have been fucking interesting.
Well, if Doomsday didn't go into the first movie, he wouldn't be dead.
But that's what I'm saying. If you didn't
You're
throw
creating paradoxes over here.
that's my job, son.
But yeah,
We talked for a fucking lot.
that's a true ramble.
For a video of nothing.
Yeah, but thank you so
Tune
much
in.
for watching.
Tune in Thursday for our daily bullshit.
For our weekly wrap up of the TV shows,
Except for
except for Legends.
well,
But
wrap
we'll
up the
cover
first-
last week's.
Yeah, we'll
Legends.
cover the first
I
episode.
didn't
Um,
see it yet.
Yeah, we got time. But thank you so much for watching, and like always, I will see you in the next video.
Geek out.
Later.